Follow or subscribe to our channel, Suresh Academy. To keep you updated, hit the notification button. Let's begin. I thought it would be a good idea if I gave you a little bit of practice before we move on to the next topic. This is part three, and we are going to look at a few numbers, and we will try to represent these numbers into this chart here. Okay, so here I'm going to fill up the number places. So number places begins from the right, which is the ones, and then it keeps moving to the left. As we move to the left, this becomes tens, this becomes hundreds. Oops, I don't have space. Okay, I've just squeezed that in, and thousands. Okay, now a quick thought here. If you observe, from the ones, it became the tens by, that's right, by multiplying 10. And from the tens, it became hundreds by multiplying 10 again. And from the hundreds, now I've created a new number place, which is 1,000, is also multiplied by 10. So as you see, as the number places grow to the left, moving to the left, it becomes 10 times bigger than the previous number place. So that is the reason number 2 why it is known as base 10. Okay, now since I wanted to share that with you, so now let's move on to the example. So I have example 1 is 100. 100. How do we decipher this? 100 means here on the left I have 0 ones. I also have 0 tens, but I have 100. That's what it means. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill in the ones place, number place, as, sorry, that's the wrong place. Those are the digits, yes. So in the digits place, I'm going to put it as 0. In the tens, I have 0 tens, so there will be 0 tens. And in the hundreds, I have 100. So the place value here is multiplied by 1. This is multiplied by 10. And this is multiplied by 100. So what is the digit value? The digit value will be 0 multiply 1, which will be 0. Here 0 multiply 10, which also be 0. And here would be 1 multiply 100, which will be 100. 100, yes? All right. So how do we form a number? To form a number, it will be add all the place values. So 10 plus 0 plus 0. That gives me 100. Make sense? Okay, let's try the second example. Let's quickly do this. Let me just clear the board. Let's change this, and change this. The rest of it I don't have to change. This I have to change. Okay, this is the second example. What do we have? We have 30, but with a 0 in front. Never mind. Let's just try. Let's learn. So in the ones place value, I do not have any because that is represented by 0 here. And in the tens place value, I have the digit 3. Okay. And in the hundreds place value, I also have digit 0. Okay, so what does this mean? So this means in the ones place value is already there. So 0 multiply 1 is 0. In the tens place value, I have the digit 3, which means I have 3 groups of 10. So it's 3 times 10, which is 30. And here I have in the hundreds place value, which are groups of 100, I have 0 groups of 100, which means it is 0. So to form a number, what do? We add 0, we add 30, we add 0. So it becomes 30. The leading 0, the 0 before a non-zero number is not required to be written. Like in this case, a 0 before a non-zero number is not required. It does not give you any information. It does not give you any value. So you can exclude that. Okay. Now, let's look at the third example, which is 309. Okay, 309. Now, what does this happen? Okay. Let's delete this, let's erase this, and let's erase this. Okay, 309. So what do I have? So I have the digits 9, 0, and 3. Okay, so in the ones place value, I have 9, the digit 9, which means I have 9 ones. That's what it means. Yes, so it's 9 times 1. And in the groups of 10, how many groups of 10 do I have? I have 0 groups of 10. Okay, so it's 0 groups of 10. Right. And in the groups of 100, I have 3 groups of 100. So it's 3 multiply 100. So this gives me a value of 300. So this is 0 and this is 9. So if I add all of this, so 300 plus 0 plus 9, which gives me 309. So here you might ask me a question. Now we have a 0, here between two non-zero numbers. Now this 0 is important because it acts like a placeholder. It kinds of holds the digits in the places that they are supposed to be in. For an example, I'll just give you an example. So 309, 309. Let's say, for example, I do not. So this is the hundreds place value. This is the tens place value and ones place value. So 309. This is what 309 looks like, right? Now, for some reason, I exclude this 0, thinking that the 0 has no value, so I don't have to write the 0 there. What happens? This 3 will slide to the left to fill in that gap. So what happens? This 3 now moves back to the tens place value, to the groups of 10. So which means now the value of that 3 digits is no longer 309. It becomes 39. Do you understand? So how important is this 0? So the 0 acts as a placeholder. That means it holds the digit 3 in the hundreds place value so that it doesn't slide to the tens place value and changes the number. Do you understand? Okay. Now, is this fun or what? All right, let's move on. I'm going to change. I'm going to go into the last example, and the last example would be, we have 767. Okay, we have 3 digits 767. Okay, now I'm going to change this, and change this. Okay, so the digit is 7 in the ones place value, 6 in the tens place value, and 7 in the hundreds place value. Okay, let's look at them. So I have 7 ones, which is 7 multiply 1, which is equals to 7. And I have 6 lots of tens, or 6 groups of 10. So it's 6 times 10, which means I have 60. And I have 7 groups of 100. That's what digit 7 represents. So 7 groups of 100. So it's 700. Now, take note here. Digit 7 are in two places, in the ones place value and the hundreds place value, but they represent different values. The digit 7 in the ones, the value of it is only 7. For example, 7 cookies. But the same digit 7 in the hundreds place value becomes 700. This represents 700 cookies, right? Okay, so now we can put together a number, 700 plus 60 plus 7, that equals to 767. Thank you for watching. Please comment and hit the share and like button. Keep learning, share knowledge.